and when he's involved for Loughmore, came on in the football last week against JK Brackens as well. You know, it made a big impact. They were down in that game, going down the home straight, got late scores and got something out of it, got the draw, and he's going to be a huge bonus for him to get a new player like that.
Look, you know, this is getting a top class player back. You know, a dual player. Captained the famous All-Ireland minor win back those years ago. Had stints inside in the Tipp senior hurling setup as well as a regular on the football setup. So look, Liam is a quality player. He's like, that's a massive boost for Loughmore now to get a player of his calibre back into the ranks. What'll be interesting is how they'll use him and when they'll use him. You know, I'm sure he'll be very ring rusty, but you know, typical Loughmore now. They'll use every player at their disposal exceptionally well.
And we can just see him down there at the right of where we're looking at it, down in the corner there, just wearing a bib. Half the players wearing the Loughmore jerseys, the others in a bib. That's an unusual warm-up routine, is it really, to play a kind of a mini-match?
Well, it probably mirrors a lot of what inter-county teams do at the moment, you know, and you know, like if you a lot of the hurling coaches watch very closely what's going on, what's current with the inter-county setups. So yeah, you'd have seen little mini matches. They were a feature, particularly for us back in Tipp when Liam Sheedy got involved in 2008 and 9 and 10. The mini matches were a very regular feature, but I'll tell you, we paid a price for some of that a lot of the time in that fellas were fatigued. You know, and you know, you don't like, the purpose of a warm-up is just a warm-up, no more, no less.
Yeah, so they're down there now getting the Ishka in before this game. 7:30 throw in, and over the other side it is JK Brackens just getting ready to go down there, and they're going to be all set for this one. They're just in there with Eamon Corcoran at the minute, just on the sideline, and we'll take this chance to go through the starting lineups as per the match day program that we have in front of us here. So Jack Kennedy is the keeper for JK Brackens, a full back line then of Martin Delaney, James Berrigan and Tom Murphy. Neil Quinlan is at 5, Paddy Cadell at centre back for them, and Cahill Scully completes the defence. Then in midfield it's Aina McBride and Dean McEnroe in there as well. The half forward line, Jordan Maloney at 10, Andrew Ormond centre forward and Conor Cadell at 12, and then the full forward line, Shane Doyle corner forward, Shane Burke full forward, and Diarmuid Delaney completes the starting 15 as per the programme tonight. The subs there, Nick Keane is 16, Adrian Burke 17, David O'Shea, Lyndon Fairbrother, James Corcoran, Jack Nevin is 21, Paddy Maloney 22, Jack Bergen 23, Dara Doyle 24, Aidan Fogarty 25, Martin Bergen, Larkin Egan, Larkin Roach, Tyg Nolan and Dylan Maloney is in there as well. Loughmore we come to next, and Loughmore line out this evening with the team as follows: Aidan McGrath in goals, Tomas McGrath 2, Willie Everston full back and Joey Hennessy. Then the half back line, John Ryan, John Maher and Brian McGrath. In midfield it's Larkin Egan and Tommy Maher. The half forward line, Liam Tracy, John McGrath and Noel McGrath, the captain of the team, at 12. Evan Sweeney is corner forward, Kieran McGrath 14, and Anthony Ryan completes the starting team as per the match day programme. The subs then, Michael McGrath, Kieran McCormick is 17, Ed Connolly 18, Conor McGrath 19, Denny Brereton is there, Henry Maher, Ed Maher, Kieran Connolly 23, Shane Hennessy 24, Darren McCahey 25, Niall Maloney 26, Eamon Connolly is there, Conor Ryan, Keane Hennessy and David Kennedy, of course All-Ireland winner with Tipp back in 2001, centre back that year for Tipperary, goalkeeper last year for Loughmore, and he's in there as well and is the goalkeeper. Played a lot this year for their junior hurlers as well. A really good player, David, and a really brings a lot of experience to the setup. And they're like that, Mick, aren't they? They keep players all the time. You have David Kennedy in there, you know, giving last minute words of advice. Shamey Bone back in the day. They just have they have a real club with all ages involved.
Yeah, look, I think you know what Loughmore succeed in doing in terms of with their players, and with every single player that I think has ever won the green and red for Loughmore has given 100%, and only when they are well and truly of no benefit to the team do they get cast aside or left aside. And I think it's great to see the likes of David Kennedy still putting it in for his club and making himself available. And you know, transitioning back to playing the goals, which he's done for the last number of years, it just shows the kind of a man he is and how much his club means for him. And I was looking at the other subs as well, and I'm looking at the experience there. Larkin Egan, who's been playing for a very long time, and several more on the JK Brackens team as well. It's a great testament to all these clubs that they're able to hold on to those players and keep them together, because that's the secret, isn't it?
Absolutely, and Evan Sweeney down there as well, another veteran, another Tipperary star back in the day, still in there and playing well for them. Over the other side then on the 45, we have that JK Brackens team, and like we've all seen what Paddy Cadell can do, brilliant player. There's some great young guns there, Aina McBride, another really good with, I think it was Mary I. You have Tom Murphy there as well, but we're just going to pause for a minute here for the Iran Aveen here in Thurles. And we're set and ready to go. Mick, we were just saying there, the young players that they have, they've all Harty Cup, Crow Cup medals in there with, John Costigan, Willie Butler, all the experience from our ladies. Tom Murphy is there, Aina McBride. These guys are brilliant hurlers.
That's a very promising young side there in JK Brackens, and they've made great progress over the last number of years. And, they have the signs and the stamp of Eamon Corcoran all over them, So I think they're definitely a club going in the right direction. They're putting in a huge amount of work. And, it's great to see them up here competing with their neighbours. And I think we're in for a right evening here.
And we're all set and away we go. It's Jordan Maloney straight away in the action there. The ball just spilt inside now, and starting is Kieran Conley wearing 23 for Loughmore there, but the ball breaks out now as far as Evanston. Willie Evanston now, nice little short pass out as far as the captain. Noel now blocked down over there the far side and just kicked back inside, and it's Lyndon Fairbrother now just holding that ball in his half back line now, sends it in towards the corner forward inside, but three Loughmore players in there, and John Maher always quick to react and does so and sharply plays it back as far as the keeper inside. It's Aidan McGrath now, out he goes past the 21, heading out the field, long clearance down the field now, looking for the full forward line in there, hands go up, ball spills, Evan Sweeney gathers it now, nice take, feeds it back out to Noel. It's the first shot of the game, it's Noel McGrath sends it in, but it just tails off to the right and wide, and they look sharp, Mick.
Yeah, typical Loughmore, very economical with the ball. Nice diagonal ball played in there into the corner, and well won there by Evan Sweeney. Very smart. Just a shot didn't come off for Noel, but Noel was on the left-hand wing here as we look down. Noel was in the first play over on the right-hand wing, so he's going to be hard to pin down.
Here we go, the shot coming in here from Lyndon Fairbrother, and it's a lovely score by Fairbrother here. It's the first score of the game for JK Brackens. Good crowd over the far side of the field, and they're really enjoying that one. The first score for JK Brackens. Lyndon Fairbrother on the score sheet, 1 minute 25 on the clock. A point to the good here. Short one from Loughmore now. McGrath. Aiden this time sends it down the field, looking again, breaking ball, going to hop in there in around the full forward line, spills nicely out to Conor Cadell, and Cadell does brilliantly, and away he goes up the field. Tipperary under 20 footballer as well, excellent at football too. This ball sent over towards the half forwards. It's Joey Hennessy over there, and Loughmore win it back to John Maher. Angle ball here all the way over towards Sweeney, and Sweeney comes out to gather it here now. Takes it on and away he goes past Martin Delaney now, just works back outside him, still Sweeney holds up that ball. Oh, clever play, nice little hop of the ball on the deck and back into his hands, feeds it inside here. It's Loughmore, the shot comes in this time, it's sent in, it's high by Kieran Conley, and it's over the bar, a point apiece after 2 minutes.
Yeah, a great diagonal ball from John Maher, really set up Evan Sweeney there, and Evan showed tremendous composure there to not to give away the ball and hold on to it, and eventually then found found his colleague Kieran Connolly in space and a great score.
Here they come again on the attack, and it's Brian McGrath this time who sends it back over the bar. 2 points for Loughmore Castleiney in quick succession here now. 2 minutes 40 on the clock. Brian McGrath this time with the score. It is Jack Kennedy ready to go again. Shorts one out now towards the half back line, and it's a good take out there. Scully sends it in towards the full forward line. Hopping ball in there, just beats Andrew Orman. The hop just caught him off guard there, and Loughmore cleared their lines. Straight back up the field now over the far side. Good take over there. It's Connolly coming through. Connolly this time just leaves that ball off again, off to Sweeney. Sweeney, good experience player on the ball a lot in the early stages here. Just tries to play that ball inside three. Brackens players gather it though, and it is Cadell who tries to work it out now from defence. Feeds it in the middle into Paddy. Paddy Cadell now moves that on again. Nice intricate passing. It's Maloney now. Maloney soloing up the field here. Away he goes. Another little pop pass inside now. It's McEnroe coming through this time. It's still JK Brackens on the attack here, and a nice little flick away there. And Loughmore just turn it over. Willie Everston feeds it outside, out as far as Kieran McGrath. Long one down into the corner forward Bert. But again, Brackens alert, and Neil Quinlan gathers it this time. Feeds it in the middle of the field here. Long one coming in all the way in. It's going to drop short now. In on top of the keeper. Ball is hopping in there, and it's caught inside. And it's a great take in there. The corner back did brilliantly. Joey Hennessy caught that ball.
Yeah, an exceptional catch there by Joey Hennessy. He had to keep his eye on the ball all that way in. It was a very testing delivery, but he dealt with it very well.
Now Loughmore coming on the attack here. Tomas McGrath sends it down the field. Won by Brackens and worked straight back up along here now. Up as far as Andrew Ormond. Andrew Ormond, oh, brilliant point from out on the sideline at the Canaan stand side. Bang over the bar.
Yeah, this is turning into a really very good opening 10 minutes here. Both sides absolutely attacking each other. I suppose JK Brackens have decided to go with a sweeper and have a two-man full forward line, and they've certainly been very careful with their deliveries.
Here we go. Loughmore on the attack again. Long one hitting around the house. Dangerous ball hopping in there in front of John McGrath inside. He's just lurking in there full forward. Needed a little touch just to deflect it in on the goals and test the keeper, but the ball goes out and goes wide. 2 points apiece here. We're approaching the 5th minute of action already here in this game. Short one out to Tom Murphy. Murphy now back to the keeper again. Away he goes. Kennedy sends it long. Looking up the field here, up towards the corner forward. Hopping ball there in front of Conor Cadell, but it's won again by Loughmore, and Brian McGrath gathers it here. One of the star players this year for Loughmore. Feeds it out into the middle of the field now. Kieran Connolly now gathers this ball. Has Kieran McGrath looking for it. Does well. Feeds it into John Maher. Nice take by John Maher under pressure there. Tried to work that ball on. Great challenge there by Cathal Scully. Just dispossessed him, but it's out to Noel this time. Noel back inside now. Back to Kieran McGrath. Back on the half back line. Loughmore under pressure here. Bracken's giving him nothing easy here. Conor Cadell with being involved there, and the ball blocked down. Andrew Ormond working hard as well. It spills in the middle now. It's out as far as Maloney. Maloney feeds it back outside to Fairbrother. Fairbrother with a long range one all the way in, and it tails out to the right of the post and wide.
Yeah, but that's a great passage of play. There's tremendous intensity, and the tackling has been super. We're after seeing about 2 blocks in that same passage of play. Look, this is shaping up to being a really, really good game here.
Short one now. Back out to Hennessy and back to the keeper again. Away he goes. Aidan McGrath. Long one up the field now. Looking again towards Evan Sweeney's corner, but it just goes a bit more central, and Brackens come away with it and work it out along here now. Out to Shane Burke. Shane Burke takes that ball in his own half back line. Haven't seen a lot of him yet, but that's a brilliant ball, a cross field ball over the far side, and the shot comes in this time all the way in, and that one has gone over the bar. Another great score for the Brackens, and really they're putting it up to Loughmore now.
Yeah, they've worked those scores exceptionally well. They're very comfortable with the spaces that are here in Simple Stadium, and they're finding their men very well. A great cross here by Shane Burke, finding his man Shane Doyle.
So this one hit out long now, out towards Sweeney here. Sweeney just goes up with it, and it comes off his stick. He was just trying to knock it down to a teammate there, down as far as Kieran Connolly, but the ball just spilled, and it is going to be a line ball here for Cathal Scully, midway between the 45 and the 65, and he'll just take his time with this. It's Brackens making the most of the early running here. 7 minutes on the clock here. It is 3 points against 2. Scully now, angle ball into the middle of the field now, looking for Fairbrother, but just taken away from him by Everston. It's Paddy Cadell this time. Paddy gathers it now, plays a 1-2 with McEnroe. gets it back again. Away he goes. It's Paddy Cadell up in the half-forward position and sends this one in across the goals. Just tails out on wide, but nice passing again, Mick.
Yeah, again, very, very composed in terms of possession. They're not giving it away. There's a lot of runners coming off the shoulder and playing 1-2s with each other. Just an in shot didn't get there.
Here we go again. It is Loughmore coming on the attack now. Tommy Marr just has a free there. Kieran Connolly just down, took a little blow to the finger there as well, but it is going to be a free for Loughmore Castleiney, and Conor Cadell, the player, just moving back out here. This should be tricky enough one, I suppose, but you'd imagine that it'll be put over the bar. It is John McGrath now about to strike this one. So John McGrath to level it up here. 8 minutes on the clock in this game. A draw will do. Loughmore Brackens have to win tonight, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to go down to the very last couple of minutes here. Anything can happen in this game. Two excellent teams here as John McGrath sizes it up here, gets ready to strike this one now. John McGrath rises, strikes all the way in towards the Castleiney end, and that one has gone over the bar. It is 3 points apiece.
Yeah, an excellent strike there by John McGrath. That wasn't an easy free. It was out here right on the sideline, maybe 2 yards inside the 65. So very well struck by John.
Keeper ready to go again. Jack Kennedy now in the goals, and Loughmore just not giving him any angles here as he sends this ball out the field. John McGrath takes it now. John McGrath having a look here, steadying himself up now, feeds that ball inside towards Connolly there, but just took a second too long and the ball spills away from him. But John gets another chance here, has it back, 3 players on him, and Eamon Corcoran is dancing on the sideline down there, absolutely thrilled with the work rate of his players. Eamon, of course, Junior A manager with JK Brackens as well, and went to school back in the day with David Kennedy, who is on the panel here, won an All-Ireland back, a schools All-Ireland back in 1994 with our ladies, a B All-Ireland when they beat Callan CBS in that. This ball hit down the field all the way in, and it goes over the line down here, and another line ball for JK Brackens, and the Loughmore lads not happy with that. And you sense how passionate they are when you hear that.
There's as much cheering for winning a line ball as there is for a score. That's a little bit of a controversial call there, and I think the ref has corrected it. It is a Loughmore line ball because JK Brackens' man touched it out.
This roar just came from underneath us here in the Canaan stand. Loughmore will fight for everything. That line ball is theirs, and it is going to be Brian McGrath who will strike this one now. Having a look to see where he'll go with this, just inside his own 45. Here we go, a serious cut all the way up towards the wing forward spot over the far side at the Ryan stand. It's into space now. Coming on to it is Aina McBride. McBride there just trying to gather it, being dispossessed though by Kieran McGrath. McGrath now has a runner inside, sees him too. It's Noel McGrath bearing down on goals. The shot comes in. Oh, it's a brilliant save by the keeper. Kennedy just did brilliantly to get to it, and the ball spills outside now. Away goes Martin Delaney now. Delaney trying to gather that ball. 2 Loughmore lads in on top of him here. The ball just spills into the corner, and it's won by Loughmore there and fed inside now. Ball just hit in. Dangerous ball inside, but it is won back by Brackens in there in the danger area, and Paddy Cadell now works his way out past the 45 this time. Away he goes, and he has a free out. Paddy Cadell working it out, carrying that ball. Kieran Connolly came in with the challenge, and he has a free out right where the centre back is positioned.
That was a really big moment in the match. Loughmore carved open JK Brackens there, and Noel got presented with a super chance and took a great shot, but Jack Kennedy was absolutely equal to the challenge, and to parry away that shot from there now was a super save.
And Loughmore really bearing down on goal. The bit of experience there in that, and they wanted that goal big time.
They did, and how they got, how they engineered it again is the composure with the ball. They'll always get their heads up. They'll always look for the runner. And at that point in time, it was Noel, and there's no more dangerous a man in hurling than Noel McGrath to find space and go into a position. This
free taken and struck over the bar. Absolutely brilliant there from Fairbrother, and it is back here now. It is 4 playing 3 at the minute. Lyndon Fairbrother, a serious hurler for Brackens, a serious soccer player as well with BT Harps, as Loughmore goes short with this, and they work it out the far side of the field now, and it's played in as far as Kieran Connolly. Connolly gathers in the middle, lovely angle ball, looking for Sweeney again. Sweeney just dispossessed this time. Cornerback came out and did really well on him there, but Sweeney gathers it at the second attempt here, taking on his man. It's Evan Sweeney, and the ref says he's taken too much out of it, and Bracken's absolutely delighted again with the work rate.
That's a tremendous work rate. Any time that a team can turn the opposition player over in possession is just, it's a real testament to their work rate, and it's a great fillip for the work that's going on in the training ground. So they'll be delighted with that.
So it is going to be a free out, just struck below us here, down to our left as we're looking at it here inside the 45, struck high by Cahill Scully. Over the far side, and the ball just hops away from Andrew Ormond just slightly and momentarily. John Maher comes in, pulls first time, but Ormond wins it back, working it out into a scoreable position, and Andrew Ormond slots it over the bar. Sublime play.
That was a great score. To be fair, he won a hard ball. He had two Loughmore guys giving him cover over there, and after gaining the possession, he was about to take on the shot. Saw he had a moment or two, put it back on the hurley, made a better angle for himself and made sure of the point. It was a really good score.
Long one down the far side of the field, breaking ball over there towards the wing forward position, and it is won by Loughmore again, and they get that ball out now as far as Kieran McGrath feeds it inside to Tommy Maher. Tommy Maher into Noel now. Noel just bottled up, 4 players in on top of him, not giving him any room at all now. It's Paddy Cadell coming away with this, strikes it all the way in towards the full forward line. Dangerous ball in there, the ball just breaks inside now. In goes Dial trying to gather it inside, but it is Tomas McGrath who comes away with that and works it outside now, out towards the wing back position, and Loughmore break over the far side of the field, all the way over now on top of Noel again. Noel, lovely little ball inside in towards Kieran McGrath, but the whistle has gone. Noel has himself a free over there at the far side of the field. Involved a lot, Noel McGrath.
Yeah, he's involved in everything that's positive for Loughmore as far as I can see there. What's telling is that long ball that was hit into the Loughmore defence. JK Brackens only had one player up, and Loughmore had the numbers to get it away and use the ball and work it up the field, and that's where that free came out of.
So it is 5-3. JK Brackens doing all the early running in this game. This free about to be struck from over by the sideline here. John McGrath getting ready to take this one. Loughmore, of course, finalist last year, just pipped at the very last second by Killadangan last year in the county final. They're out to get back there again this year, and it is John McGrath about to strike this and sends it all the way in towards the Castleiney end, and this one just tails out and goes out to the left and wide. Still a 2-point lead for JK Brackens as they get ready for this one now. Jack Kennedy in the goals, ready to go, looking to see can he go sharp with this. Opts to go long now, all the way up towards the wing forward at the far side of the field. John Maher underneath this one. Hand goes up and the ball just falls in the deck though. It spills now inside. It is Shane Burke trying to gather it there. Does so. Shane Burke feeds this ball outside. Brackens trying to get clean possession out as far as Ormond. Ormond does really well now. Feeds it outside him now to Neil Quinlan. Neil Quinlan with a long one all the way in. Tails across the goals and out to the left and wide.
Yeah, that will count as a missed chance for JK Brackens. Shane Burke was a little bit wider out than Neil Quinlan there, and he was looking for the ball as well, and possibly should have fed the ball out.
Mick, we got a chance here to catch our breath. It is the water break stage, and this has been some hurling, really. It's end to end.
That's brilliant. You know, in terms of the pace that they're playing the game at, and in how they're keeping the ball and recycling the ball in possession. Like, this is really, you know, a great advertisement now, I'll tell you, for all that's good about the game. Two teams just going at it. It's a really good game. And as you pointed out, JK Brackens have done the early running, and they seem to be able to contain Loughmore at this point in time. But it is early stages of the game yet, but it's very enjoyable for us.
We're looking at Lyndon Fairbrother just kind of floating there through the middle, and he's kind of trying to drag that Loughmore Castleiney half back line around the place a bit, just to kind of maybe create openings. And then they've Andrew Ormond ready to break on any pounce, you know, himself there, and Shane Dial ready to pounce.
Yeah, and I think for any of us who've been watching the progress of JK Brackens over the last number of years, like they have real quality. Only last week or the week before, we were celebrating Shane's Dial 4 line balls. You know, so these guys are very well developed hurlers who've an amount of skill. But Andrew Ormond brings a particular threat that he's so quick, and that's just a fantastic asset in any forward line. It really does, you know, worry the backs. You know, if you can run at the backs with that kind of pace, you're going to cause trouble. But what's impressing me is, you know, JK Brackens have elected to play with the sweeper, but they have a really good game plan up front. You know, if they're playing the ball in long, they're giving them, you know, they're not just hitting it aimlessly, they're giving a guy a chance to set up to attack for it. And so look, you know, very interesting. As we've said for the last number of weeks, Stephen, water break can often bring a change in the momentum, so we'll see who settles again. Great stuff. Mick Ryan here on CoCom this evening here. 5 points to 3. We're ready for the second quarter to go. Andrew Ormond there, of course, his cousin Paul over abroad at the minute, and Paul also a great hurler for Tipperary back in the day. But 5-3 here now. Long one hit down the field, and we
are underway again. Ball breaks in the middle. It's Dean McEnroe now. McEnroe feeds it inside again. JK Brackens coming on the attack here. This ball hit in towards Andrew Ormond, but up in front of him was Tomas McGrath. And the ball breaks out now as far as Brian McGrath. Brian McGrath in the centre back position here. Strikes it high all the way in. It's going to drop outside. Out comes the full forward trying to break it outside. There it is, John McGrath trying to break it outside, but JK Brackens react quick and they try and work that ball up along again. Neil Quinlan, a quick little 1-2 just spilt now by Tom Murphy there. Noel McGrath comes in and takes it by the sideline, and Noel McGrath sends it back and punishes any slight handling error at all.
And that's exactly what it was, Stephen. You know, JK Brackens were after winning a great ball. Tom Murphy made a great run out, gave a hand pass to Neil Quinlan. The hand pass back wasn't as good as it should have been, and turned over, and a score for Loughmore.
And this ball just comes out from the puck out here. It's gone out over the line. It is going to be a line ball for Loughmore Castleiney, and Brian McGrath is going to take this one here as we get ready for the restart with Lyndon Fairbrother just down on the deck, and a little shoulder went in there.
Yeah, a little bit of gamesmanship, and our ref was having none of it. I could hear him up here telling him to get up. So yeah, a man's game. Get on with it.
Two lads, of course, both products of our ladies' secondary school in Templemore. Both great hurlers there, Lyndon Fairbrother and Brian McGrath. But play resumes here. Noel gathers this ball now from the line ball and hits it inside into John. John McGrath gathers it now on the 21. John McGrath strikes it over the bar at the Castleiney end. Absolute brilliance from John McGrath. Noel, what a ball into.
Yeah, great diagonal ball from Noel. And, you know, perfectly weighted there that John could come and win it in front of him, and it's exactly what he did, and there's nobody better in that position than John McGrath.
5 points apiece now. Ball breaks over the far side. John Ryan challenged over there by Conor Cadell. Cadell just trying to hold him off here. The ball is just spilt outside, but it's won again by Loughmore. They funneled it in now, this time into Tommy Marr. Tommy Marr on again to Connolly now. The shot comes in from Kieran Connolly. Oh, it's a low one, but the keeper does brilliantly and gathers it inside. It is Kennedy. He sends it high all the way up the field, looking for Andrew Ormond again, and the ball just breaks inside, and Andrew Ormond, the judge, to have fouled the Loughmore back there, and it is going to be a free out for Loughmore. Tomas McGrath just having words with the referee from that one, but free out.
Yeah, clearly Andrew Ormond played Tom McGrath's hurley there. It was very, very obvious, but if the ref didn't spot it, Andrew Ormond was gone inside, and may have been a goal opportunity, but look, the ref is right up at the play, and he spotted it there, no problem to him.
So Aidan McGrath about to strike this just outside the 45 now. If you're tuned on Tipp FM, our coverage with thanks to Solar Energy Solutions in Templemore, and it's 5 points apiece here. It's the FBD Insurance County Championship. This ball hit in, breaking inside there, dangerous ball inside, and it just spills nicely for Brackens in there, and away they go and try and work it out nice and patient out from defence now. Shane Burke on the 45 feeds this ball back outside him now. Paddy Cadell back again to Burke. Shane Burke again here, nice clever play out into space in front of him, and away goes Cadell trying to gather this. Larkin Egan just did enough to put him off though, but Cadell gathers this ball, feeds it inside to Fairbrother now, has another couple of players looking forward, feeds it back in, and a shot comes in this time all the way in, and it's over the bar. A brilliant score. Cadell there for JK Brackens.
Yeah, they were made work very hard to get that score now. The Loughmore fellas, I thought they had got around Paddy Cadell and were going to take it off them. But great composure shown there by Lyndon Fairbrother and Paddy Cadell to get that score.
Tomas McGrath, long one down the far side of the field, breaking ball over there. Tom Murphy does well to try and take it out, goes out over the line. It is going to be a line ball over there now for Loughmore Castleiney. John McGrath opts to try and take it quickly, but the Brackens defence just content to slow it down there. Tom Murphy, another of the Harty and Crow Cup winners for our ladies, and another serious hurler, just slotted in nicely to corner back for JK Brackens as he just slows things down and makes sure this ball is going to have to be struck well by Noel McGrath. So Noel sizing it up here, looking like he's going to have a go to see can he point it from the sideline. Cuts it in all the way inside, but it tails out to the left and just goes wide again. Still JK Brackens by a single point, Mick.
Yeah, you know, and we mentioned Shane Doyle's efforts last week or 2 weeks ago, getting 4 on the trot for JK Brackens. They're very hard to execute, those line balls, and they come at a risk, and when they don't come off, you could argue they're a waste.
Here we go, ball sent out now, breaking in the middle of the field. It's McBride who gathers this, away he goes in, and McBride does well there trying to play that ball overhead, but again, Loughmore react quickly there, and the ball just goes out over the line, and it was Ed Conley just taking it out there. So Andrew Ormond over for this one, and it is going to be Shane Burke who'll have a go at this, and we can see Shane Doyle just on his way over here to think about it, and he is going to have a go here. His father, of course, was a brilliant line ball specialist as well. Aidan Doyle won a minor All-Ireland with Tipperary back in 1996, and a great player with Brackens for many years. So it is going to be Shane Doyle. Here we go, midway between the 45 and the 65. Ref just inside and having a word with a couple of players. Just it looks like he's reaching for the book in there, and we'll see what he's going to do here. It looks as though it is Tomas McGrath who is in there, and he's speaking to him inside, and he's wondering what that's for. And the ref is also going to speak to Andrew Ormond.
Yeah, interestingly there, I suppose, to be very unfair, if one over the other was picked out, so both of these guys are going to get yellow cards, it seems, and you always ask yourself the question, well, who's that going to hurt the most? Well, invariably it hurts the back most, because they're the guys trying to put the tackles in all the time, usually all the time on the forwards, so it'll remain to be seen. Here
we go, it is sent in now. This one cut all the way in, but it's well tucked inside by John Maher. John Maher feeds it out into the middle of the field. Breaking out there, it is Quinlan who gathers it now. Neil Quinlan trying to play that ball back, and it's going to be a free out for Loughmore Castleiney, and Quinlan just puts his head down and back to his place again. Here we go. It is Noel who sends it all the way in, as far as John McGrath. The shot goes in and goes over the bar, just over the crossbar. He was thinking about a goal, but taken fast, and the shot came in quick.
Yeah, and in fairness, the JK Brackens guys were trying to slow it down, and I thought the ref was going to make him bring it forward, but Noel knew exactly what he was doing, spotted John, and great delivery, great catch, great execution.
Ball breaking in the middle of the field now, and it is going to be a free in this time for Loughmore again, but it looks as though it's Martin Delaney who's just down there injured, or rather James Bergen who's down on the deck for Brackens over there. So Loughmore getting another free, Mick, and Brackens don't want to be giving away too many scoreable ones now.
Yeah, well, the last two plays, obviously we haven't seen this score taken yet, but I'd be surprised if there's anything other than a point. But the last two plays have resulted in two frees against JK Brackens, and these are the small little things that will make a difference. Like, there's nothing in it at the moment. It's tied up there at 6 points each. You'd expect this will take it to 7 points to 6. And no, that man is in trouble. He's coming off with his hand. That man will be a loss to JK Brackens now. James Bergen at full back.
So Bergen there, not looking like he can continue at the minute, and they have a game plan and they're doing it really well, but they need to continue it, and any type of a change in defence can really upset that.
Yeah, and they shouldn't give up that plan, because they're really reaping rewards from it. They're playing really well. Apart from those two scores these two fouls that have resulted or will result in scores that we think. Their game plan has been really good, well thought out, and very well executed. So
he's exiting the action there. Andy Cummins and Joe Keating, the medics there, just with James Bergen, and coming onto the field of play, it is Adrian Burke. So Adrian Burke is on now for Brackens, and Loughmore have a free here just outside the 45. 6 points apiece here, 23 minutes on the clock, and the fullback is out of this game, so James just making his way up to the stand as this free is sent in here, and it's over the bar for John McGrath. 7-6 Loughmore go ahead here. There's a real good cut in this game, real lively stuff here from two big teams in mid-tip. Murphy now gathers a sharp puck out, feeds it on again to Cadell. Cadell on his own 65 now, trying to shake off Tommy Maher there, goes back inside here, looks like it's lining up for a shot here, but it's sent in, and it's a dangerous one inside. But again, it's Noel McGrath who's there, and Noel feeds it outside him now out to John Maher. John Maher angle ball in, Evan Sweeney over there, and the ball just skids away over the far side of the field, and it is Connolly over there, gathers this now, feeds it across here, looking for Sweeney. Sweeney takes it and slots it over the bar at the Castleiney end, and Evan Sweeney just always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, but that was a super ball out from the back from John Maher. It was absolutely pin perfect to get up there into the top right corner to Anthony Ryan. And Anthony Ryan then, obviously, when the tackle started to come in, spotted Evan Sweeney free, and a perfect ball out to him and a point.
8-6, Loughmore ahead in this one here as this ball is won again by the Loughmore half back line, and John Maher once more in there just gathering that ball. Absolutely brilliant player, of course. Played football with Tipperary too for many years, and it is going to be struck this time by Aidan McGrath. So he's out towards the sideline now at the Rhinestand side, getting ready to strike this one up the field, and Brackens just funneling a lot of players back for this as they know where it's landing. Here we go, it's sent in, dangerous ball just hopping inside, and it's won again by Brackens. They've worked it out here to Shane Burke just inside the 45. Shane Burke trying to steady things up, goes back to his goalkeeper, and keeper back again to Burke out on the 21 now. Steady play from him. Here we go, just hopping that ball off the deck, trying to just slow it down here and get possession here, but they may have worked themselves into bother here into Tom Murphy, and the ball is just spilt inside and it comes off Tom Murphy's shin, and it's going to be a line ball for Loughmore Castleiney.
Yeah, it's very tight. You know, there was plenty of chances there for them to play that ball up along the wings, or you know, but I suppose they're playing a style of play that they're looking for precision passes. Those passes have to go to hand, and they just didn't. It broke down, and the result here now is a very scoreable line ball for Loughmore, or possession for Loughmore, more like.
Here we go, Noel McGrath cuts it back outside him here. John Maher, John sends it in, it's high, it's long, but it's tailing out to the left this time and goes wide down there. So another puck out for Jack Kennedy. He restarts like lightning out as far as Adrian Burke. Ref though, is he allowing it? He is allowing it continue here. It's won by Burke, and Burke feeds it on again here onto Scully. Scully now just bottled up in there by Kieran Connolly at the minute here, and Kieran Connolly does enough to put him off, and Loughmore turn it over and away they go. Now they've worked this one into Tommy Maher. Tommy Maher in centre field there now, just operating in around centre forward, does well now, feeds this ball outside him to Kieran McGrath. Kieran McGrath on again to Larkin Egan. Larkin Egan is there, but he's been dispossessed, and away come JK Brackens down the field now. Loads of players running for this, and it is Shane Burke on the breaking ball on the 45. Shane Burke hits it high and over the bar at the town end. A serious point for Brackens.
And it's exactly what JK Brackens needed. They have been under the cosh maybe for the last 4 or 5 minutes from Loughmore, and Loughmore would just seem to be getting on top on nearly all areas of the field. So that's the score will go some ways to settling them back down.
Aidan McGrath with this one, long and high, breaking now in front of Brian McGrath. Brian McGrath trying to control that ball, but Cadell comes in, and again JK Brackens just give away a free, perhaps unnecessarily so. 8-7, Loughmore up, and you'd imagine that this will be another strike for John McGrath.
Yeah, I'm looking at John McGrath trotting out to take this again, and again it's inside the Loughmore 65-yard line, so it's very scoreable, and again a little bit unforced. And it's the kind of thing now that, you know, gives Loughmore, again, a foothold on the match. I was just commenting that after Brackens last scored that he just needed to settle back down into this game. But it's Loughmore who are the ones who are applying the pressure again.
So 8 points to 7. John McGrath about to strike this. There's a slight breeze down there, and Loughmore are playing against it in the first half here as he gets ready, and it shouldn't put him off though as he sends this one in all the way in and over the bar, and that makes them 9 points. It is 7 for the Brackens at the minute here, so Loughmore just edging clear in this. Jack Kennedy again, long one over the far side of the field, hopping ball over there, and again it's John Maher who gathers that one and tries to work it out to the fence. 3 of them after him, and he's taken too many steps, and it's a free in for Brackens.
Well, they've certainly turned the tables back on the Loughmore defence there, and they've done a Loughmore number on them. John Maher got held up there in the tackle and went to go a second time, and you're always in trouble when that's the case, and a very scoreable free for JK Brackens now. They'll be thrilled with this.
So Fairbrother just inside the 45 has that breeze behind him here and slots it in and over the bar at the town end, and it is a 1 point game again. It's 9 for Loughmore Castleiney, 8 for JK Brackens. 29 minutes on the clock here. Loughmore goes short with the puck out this time, out to Evanston. Willie Evanston out to the 45 now, trying to work it out now, feeds Noel McGrath on the sideline here at the Canaan stand side, hits it long all the way down the field, but ball is spilt in there. Tom Murphy gathers it. Tom Murphy feeds it on to Éanna McBride on the 45, hits it long all the way in, looking in there for Dean McEnroe now over the far side of the field. It's Joey Hennessy comes out to gather it though, and Hennessy does really well now in as far as John Maher on again to McGrath, and it is Brian this time with a long one, hit all the way in, and this one is just dropping short and out to the left of the post and wide for Loughmore Castleiney. The restart, quick one from Kennedy now. They've worked it out here on the 45 out as far as Paddy Cadell. Paddy Cadell tries to shake off John McGrath there. Hits this ball all the way up to the full forward line. In there looking for Fairbrother inside. Trying to gather that ball, but Noel is in there and puts him off inside, and the ball is spilt now, and it's still Loughmore who work it back out to Aidan McGrath. McGrath in the goals here now will go along with this all the way down the field. Evan Sweeney sprinting like lightning out to gather this, and does so. Lovely little take with the hurley, trying to gather that ball. Was there a push there? No, good play by Martin Delaney. Delaney feeds it on to Burke. Shane Burke now in the middle. Shane Burke looking to see what's on here. Good vision to see what's inside, but it's been turned over. Aidan McBride just lost it in the middle, and another free in for Loughmore Castleiney, and this time it's Kieran Conley who's down on the deck and just picked up another injury, it looks like there, and John McGrath will have another chance here for another score.
Yeah, the frees are certainly hurting JK Brackens there, and it's not that any of them are so bad or anything like that, it's just there's too many of them. And again, they were in possession of the ball, took it into contact, and when you take the ball into contact, unless you've got somebody on your shoulder and a very clear out, you can get into bother, and it's exactly what happened here. And there's nobody better than Loughmore to put you under that kind of pressure where you do something wrong with the ball.
Yeah, that happened a couple of times, didn't it? That they worked it into trouble.
Yeah, and they're doing so much right. It's one of the very few things, but it's just they're playing very much precision hurling, and it's got to be precise.
Here we go. The shot comes in from John McGrath, and this one has tailed out to the right of the post and wide. So it is a 1 point lead at half time for Loughmore Castleiney. 9 points for Loughmore, 8 for JK Brackens. Who'll be the happier manager, do you think? Frankie McGrath or Eamon Corcoran?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think either of them will be unhappy with what they've seen so far. I think, I suppose if you were to roll it back maybe 4 or 5 minutes on the clock, definitely Frankie McGrath was the happier of the two. But to be fair to Brackens, they got those couple of vital scores to, just to stay in touch, because one thing you certainly don't want to do with Loughmore is leave them build a 2 to 3 to 4 point lead, and the next thing that's gone out to 5 or 6. They're very Kilkenny-esque when it comes to that kind of thing, in that they're very hard to reel back in. For me, I think it's very much even Stevens here. Both managers should be very happy with the way their teams are playing. It is interesting though. You have both teams, well, in particular JK Brackens, given up the Loughmore puck out, with their 2 men up front, and it is allowing Loughmore to build from the back. But in fairness, at the other end, I think the Brackens backs have done exceptionally well. Like Tom Murphy is having a great game there, coming out with a lot of ball. But it's the composure they're showing has really impressed me, Stephen.
Great stuff, Mick. And just with Loughmore Castleiney, then you're looking at John McGrath with the freeze, but Evan Sweeney is looking for everything, and he's just the perfect corner forward, because he'll come out, win that ball, and always look for a teammate or fire for a score.
Yeah, I mean, look at Evan is around. He's around since I was playing. He's around that long. He's an absolute nightmare to play, because he takes up fantastic positions, and he's well capable. If you put the ball out in front of him, he'll win it, whether it's high or low. And he's as brave as a bear, and he's gonna cause you problems, because he'll turn in a sixpence and take you on. But on top of that, he's winning balls out there, exactly where we're looking there on the 45-yard line, and right back into the corner. So that's a huge area to try and patrol when you're on a lively corner forward like that.
Good stuff, Mick Ryan. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break here now, and we'll be back very soon for the second half of JK Brackens against Loughmore Castleiney.
Have you heard about the incredible prizes in the new Tipperary GA Clubs draw? A €500,000 prize fund featuring cars to be won every month, loads of cash and holidays. And if you ever dreamed of being a racehorse owner, now's your chance.
Hi everyone, Rachel Blackmore here. I have a passion for horse racing, just like you all have a passion for GAA. In the new Tipperary GAA club draw, starting on the 1st of October, there's an amazing prize to be won. It's a racehorse called Sean Hogan, who's in training with Mouse Morris. If you are the lucky winner, you'll get to pick the racing colours for Sean Hogan. You'll also get to take home all his prize money. There's a Renault car there to be won as well, so you'll have no excuses to go racing and cheer him on. There's cash and car prizes to be won every month, so this really is a fantastic prize. So I'd really encourage everyone to show their support and sign up today.
The Tipperary GAA Clubs draw. You have to be in it to win it.
Well, you're very welcome back to Semple Stadium here in Thurles. It is half time here, and it is 9 points for Loughmore Castleiney, 8 points for JK Brackens. And Mick, that was just, super hurling in that first half, really. Some brilliant moments of play, like just the quality there between the likes of Andrew Ormond. You're looking at Shane Burke just feeding out good quality ball, Aina McBride in centre field. Then the other side you have Noel McGrath just giving an exhibition of playing quarterback type American football, hurling up to the forwards.
Yeah, been honest, it's had it all, Stephen, here, to be honest. And you were speaking about Noel McGrath. One of the last attacks that JK Brackens were trying to place Lyndon Fairbrother with a ball into the corner down at the town end of the newsstand. Who was defending it? Noel McGrath. That's the same Noel now that's up here terrorising the backs as well. So I suppose positions, you could say on one level they don't mean a lot, but I think it's just the flexibility that they're showing, and these guys, they know how to play the game. They're very comfortable in various positions, and I suppose it's an old cliche that you defend from the corner forward position back, but these guys are certainly doing that and living it.
And Mick, really, I suppose when you're looking at quality defenders on both sides, you have Brian McGrath that is just having a brilliant year for Loughmore Castleiney, and he's really going to be a big player for Tipp, I would think.
You'd be looking to that generation, and Brian in particular, that these are the guys that are most likely are just ready now, you'd say, to make the breakthrough and become regulars on the Tipp senior setup. But look, that won't be handed to them, and that's for another day as well. But in terms of here tonight, look, Brian is a very accomplished hurler. He's got that physical presence which is so important these days, and his range of skills are very, very complete. He's taken a couple of shots that have gone out wide without, straight out of play, and a wide or two as well. So maybe his shot selection, or maybe that wind is a little bit more than we think up here, and it might be different in the second half where those longer shots would come off. But there's great defending going on. John Maher is playing exceptionally well there. In fact, the whole Loughmore backline are playing well as a unit. But equally, so are the JK Brackens guys. I've already mentioned Tom Murphy. It'll be interesting to see what about James Bergen now, and coming down the home straight or into the second half as we are now. Will he be a loss from the edge of the square? That'll remain to be seen, because that has caused JK Brackens to rejig their back line. Yeah, they'll be tested, but they seem to be up for it. And
like Tom Murphy was one of those players, really, as a teenager, was an absolute brilliant man marker for the school teams with our ladies. Is where I saw most of him. He's hurling, but he was, injured a bit, but he's back now, and he's back to his best. Like, he's a really good cornerback.
Well, he's processed a lot of ball there already this evening, and he's very athletic. He's out in front, and it's very hard. It's very hard to combat that kind of a back who's taken a chance to take a step in front of the forward. Now, look, they were caught with a couple of long balls, exceptionally well hit balls, one by John Maher and another by Noel McGrath, that actually got in over the top, and the forward was there, and I think it was John McGrath in both cases. So yeah, while it's great to be able to play from in front, you've got to do your core job, and your core job is to defend, and particularly under the high balls. That kind of sets out a confidence throughout the team. If your fullback or your cornerback are winning their duel in the air, that's kind of saying, yeah, you know what, we're not going to concede many goals here. But not so tonight now. But Tom Murphy's been injured a lot. He's a player we were all looking forward to seeing lots more of down through the years, but he's probably had more than his share of injuries. So it's great to see him there, and he's flying. But look, I'd say it. What's impressed me about Brackens is the confidence that they're playing with. They are very comfortable to play that really precise, concise game that they're playing. Plenty of energy, plenty of support. They're coming off each other's shoulder. They come at pace, and that's the notable thing from both sides. Is look, they're very pacey, and they'll take you on.
And both teams met last week in the football championship. That finished in a draw. Will it be a draw tonight? If it is, it's Loughmore who are through in this championship. 9 points to 8 they lead here as we get ready for the second half. The teams are out on the field and ready to go. The ref is in position, and we hear so one change on the team. We'll see who that is. It looks like it is Liam Tracy who's on, and we'll let you know who is off very soon here. But we're ready to go, and it's underway, and straight away it is Tracy in on the action here now. Ball spills. John Ryan goes for this one, and then goes McBride as well. Ian McBride in there with a little flick, but it's won by Brian McGrath. Feeds it outside now to Larkin Egan. Egan with a nice ball all the way in, and player down injured just in centre field, and there could be a card here now as well for one of the Loughmore players. Yeah,
just a little bit of afters there. To be fair to Brian McGrath, he was tackled very hard. I thought it was a free. I thought it was overly aggressive. They tangled a little bit on the ground then, and look, the JK Brackens player is up. Fair play to him, and it'd be interesting to see now what the ref does. He's having a long chat with Brian.
So it is a yellow for him, and he's up and moving about, and they're ready to go again there now. It is Jordan Maloney, that's the player from Brackens that was involved in that incident there. So play about to restart. Ref has gone over the far side of the field now, and we'll wait and see. He's going to throw the ball in from where it was over here now, and it is Tom Murphy in there for this one, and John McGrath there as well. So the ball is in, and away we go again here now. Adrian Burke in there as well for Brackens, and it spills outside. It's John McGrath who gathers it now down along the line, down to the 14. Nice angle ball in, but it's deflected out there, and it is going to be a 65.
Yeah, possession is being hard won and hard fought for out there today. John McGrath came away with the ball from that last throw in, and his shot was somebody got a touch on his shot, and so it's out for a 65.
So just watching Frankie McGrath down here in the sideline, and he's just moving players around. He's telling John Maher to go out and pick up Shane Burke, and just moving them all around. It's a game of chess at this stage when it's that close, isn't it?
Yeah, and just down in front of us in the first half, Shane Burke looked like he was picking up Brian McGrath, and I'd imagine that's a very deliberate tactic. And now I see that Loughmore are trying to engineer Brian McGrath into the sixth position and to be free. So it'll be interesting. I'd imagine Andrew Warmond will come out and make a little bit of a nuisance of himself there to just to keep Brian occupied.
And it's over the bar from John McGrath. 10-8 now for Loughmore from that free. Here we go, the restart here. It is Burke who gathers it. Adrian this time sends it in as far as Andrew Ormond in the corner on the 21. Angle ball all the way in, and just batted out by the keeper here. Back out to the full back, and away come Loughmore Castleiney. Under pressure there is Willie Eveston trying to come out with this, and he does well to engineer a free there. Willie Eveston just bursting out. Really good full back play, heading for the sideline straight away, and it is going to be a free out for Loughmore. The keeper will take this. It is Aidan McGrath now sizing up this one just inside their own 45 here. long one all the way in towards the full forward line now. Ball up in the sky. Noel McGrath underneath it there, but it's taken by Neil Quinlan. Neil Quinlan funnels it outside here now, out to Cadell. Away he goes up to the 45 and moves it on again another few yards. Oh, lovely little 1-2, nice and quick there with Dean McEnroe, and they've worked that ball up further again here now, but it's spilt by Adrian Burke. Does really well to retrieve it. Back again to Paddy Cadell. Cadell back outside him now into Shane Doyle. Shane Doyle, great angle ball over the far side of the field. Out they go and trying to gather this one, and it is Ormond who sends it in all the way in this time, and over the bar from JK Brackens. Superb play, and at the end of it, a superb point.
Yeah, and we almost saw the very same thing going on here again. Precision passes going on, hand pass, move, and the ball had got to ground, but they recovered it and got a great ball across Andrew Ormond, who made no mistake, and indeed JK Brackens needed that score to settle him again.
Here we go, Loughmore funnel it out. It's Evanston to McGrath, and away it goes inside to Connolly, and it's Kieran Connolly coming through, but this one just tails out to the left of the upright, and it has gone wide at the town end here. Sharp puck out and fast again from Brackens. It's Scully. Sends it long all the way up the field. 2 Loughmore players up there, but it's into space now, and it is Shane Burke sprinting like lightning to get there. Takes it inside the 21 and sends it across the goals, but it's out and too far across the goals. It's gone wide still. 10-9, Loughmore ahead, 34 on the clock in this game, and we're ready to go again. Long puck out, this time from the goalkeeper all the way over towards the wing forward position again. Over there it is. Tracy trying to control this one and does well to get the ball in his hand, and he has a free in here, and another free here in this game again for Loughmore.
Yeah, and we spoke about it in the first half. The player is right there with and in this case was Liam Tracy was being marked, but he was right on his shoulder, and you'd have to question. I know nobody fouls deliberately, but it is costing JK Brackens, because there's been a series of those between the first half, and they need to stamp that out if they're going to get to where they want to go to in this match.
So John McGrath about to strike this one towards the town end now, nice and steady in his play here. Lights on and full blast here in Thurles, so he'll just have to take his time and be accurate with this. Sends it in across the post and over the bar. Good score for Loughmore Castleiney, and they get ready for the restart again. 11 points to 9 now, just holding that 2-point advantage in this one. Short one out to Scully. Scully funnels it on again, and away go JK Brackens now. It is Delaney who just holds that ball onto Cadell. Connor this time feeds his brother Paddy. Paddy now up towards the 65, and away he goes. It's Paddy Cadell now, and it's opened up for them here if they can attack, and it is Dial coming all the way in through, and it's Dial in the back of the net. What a finish! Shane Dial low into the corner of the net.
Oh, we love a goal in hurling, and that was a fantastic goal. Worked very patiently up the field. Paddy Cadell, or Paddy's brother to Paddy. Paddy took it on up the field, and indeed he was right beside Shane Doyle to take another pass had he needed, but great score.
1-9 to 11 points. Here we go. Long puck out down the field. It's gathered by Noel. Noel coming out to take this. Does brilliantly, but the ref says he picked it off the ground. And it is going to be a turnover here and a chance now for Brackens to add to that goal, and that's huge again, isn't it?
Goal, yeah. It's such a big score. It's just psychologically you could hear the noise coming off the team there. They're just came. I suppose there's no bad time to get a goal, but it'll really help Brackens, because they I don't know when. I think maybe from the first 3 or 4 minutes they had their nose in front, but not since.
Here we go. It's Scully. Sends this in around the house. Dangerous ball just dropping in there. And Fairbrother just tried to get a little flick on it inside, but it was just deflected out, and it has gone wide there. So another chance here for Loughmore to restart and get going again. 1-9, playing 11 points now. 37 on the clock. Our coverage on Tipp FM with thanks to Solar Energy Solutions, as this ball just drifts out over the line at the far side. If you're watching on the stream, we know there's a lot of people down under in Australia tuned in. Hello to Eleanor McCarthy, who is tuned in from Fethard originally, and she's down watching it with a group of friends in Sydney, I'm told, watching this game. So hope you're enjoying the coverage down there, down under. It's dark here. Presume it's lovely sunshine down there where you are today. So just on the 45 here, there's going to be a line ball, but a change made, and it is Conor McGrath who is coming on. So Conor McGrath on the field of play. Change made for Loughmore Castleiney, and another McGrath, Mick.
Yeah, and don't ask me whose son he is or whose cousin he is. Well, I'm pretty sure I know whose cousins he is. But yeah, look, what I suppose that younger generation, we haven't seen or heard from them yet. So interesting to watch.
And here we go. It is Ed Connolly that's just gone off for Loughmore, but they have it again here, and they have a free this time just on their half back line here, trying to work that ball out of defence, and play will just be held up here again. John McGrath about to strike this just from his own 65 and getting ready to send this one in. It is 1-9 playing 11 points, 30 on the clock here. JK Brackens ahead at the moment here in this game. So this one will level it up here as we have 22 of normal time to go in this game. Great hurling, great skill from both teams here, and this one is sent in. It's high and accurate over the bar from the centre back position. A great score again, and Mick, that's a needed 1-2 from Loughmore's point of view.
Yeah, and the game is drawn again. It's 12 points for Loughmore, 1-9 for JK Brackens, and so the next score or two, it'll be very interesting to see who's going to get them, and I think it'll have a massive bearing on it.
Here we go. It is JK Brackens who win the ball here, and it's Ormond trying to burst through, but it's been taken off him by Brian McGrath, who did brilliantly there to somehow wrestle the ball away from Ormond, and it is going to be another free for John McGrath. And all these frees, in a way, it's keeping the minute.
Yeah, and this one is going to get played short, but look, I don't think there's much in any of those frees, but look, they're all technical frees, and they're definitely hurting JK Brackens at the moment.
Here we go, Loughmore on the attack from that short one now, and it's Larkin Egan working it down there near the corner now, just spilt down there. Conor Cadell working hard to retrieve it for Brackens here. Ball just down on the deck now, they're all fighting for possession in there. It's Jordan Maloney who does well, holds on to that ball, works it out now, and tight possession game in there from JK Brackens, and it is going to be a line ball for them. Conor Cadell just the last player in possession, but it's going to be a Loughmore free or line ball actually, so it's taken there by John McGrath. Quick one out here out towards Hennessy, back out now to Brian McGrath. Brian McGrath is going to have a go, he sends it in, and it's over the bar from Brian McGrath at the town end. A lovely strike of the ball, and another point for Loughmore.
Yeah, look, just before Brian hit that ball, it was very interesting to look at the hurling pitch, because every single player bar one from JK Brackens was in their own half. Such was the pressure, or such was the, I suppose, such was the pressure that was coming on from Loughmore, and they were very happy to be attacking at that level. But from a JK Brackens perspective, they'd no out. They'd no one to get the ball out to.
So it is going to be a free out here now for JK Brackens, and Cathal Scully about to take it here. He hits it all the way down the line, down here towards Ormond. Ormond trying to control that ball, just taken off him by Tomas McGrath now. Fed back into the middle. It's John there waiting for it inside, and he gets ready now and strikes it all the way up the field. Now they've two on. Evan Sweeney is ready to escape there, but it's one out here now, and it's Loughmore in possession, and the shot comes in from Noel all the way in and over the bar. Noel McGrath again, another magnificent score, and now they're on 14 points playing 1-9.
That was an exquisite score from Noel McGrath, even in terms of how he took it down with the hurley. Brought it right down in front of him, and he was, his marker was right up at him there, Cathal Scully, but Noel just jinked in a couple of directions, found enough room to get a good strike away and made no mistake.
Cathal Scully takes the sharp puck out now on his own 45, strikes it up the field, looking for Burke up there, and it's going to be another free for Loughmore Castleiney. Shane Burke not happy with the ref's call there, but it looks like he is giving this free to Brackens, and that Shane Burke was in fact held there. He signalled one way and now the other, so it's a chance for Fairbrother here to strike this one just inside the 45. Playing into the Killiney end here in the second half. Lyndon Fairbrother now for Brackens. They need this score big time here. He sends it in, and this one has gone over the bar. It is now 110. That's 13 points. Playing 14 for Loughmore Castleiney. 42 on the clock. Sharp puck out to Joey Hennessy. Hennessy now soloing up to the 45. Away he goes up to the 65. Still Hennessy has a runner inside. Plays the ball to him. It is McGrath, and Brian puts it over the bar from the half-back line. Another score for him.
Yeah, and this is all stemming from JK Brackens giving up the puck outs, and Joey Hennessy was allowed to run, and he must have ran 40, 50 yards before, a clever hand pass to Brian McGrath, who had a really good strike over the bar.
Here we go, breaking ball in the middle of the field out there, and it is Tracy involved. 4 or 5 players looking for possession out there. Brian McGrath is one of them, and it's won there by Noel. By Brian, fed in towards Noel. Noel comes out to gather this now, does well now, has the ball here, trying to shake off his marker if he can get a bit of room. Out to Sweeney. Sweeney steadies himself and puts it over the bar. Again, just making the space that he can run into, get the ball and put it over the bar.
Yeah, and Noel again was being very well marked there by his man, but he just held it up long enough to allow Evan Sweeney, or spotted Evan Sweeney coming in the opposite direction, and a very clever pass, and no mistake made by Evan Sweeney. Great score.
So a change being made on the JK Brackens team. It's David O'Shea coming on for them, and it looks like Lyndon Fairbrother is going off, Mick.
Yeah, that's interesting, and I'd imagine Lyndon came in with an injury into this game because he wasn't named to start, but he'll certainly be a loss if it is Lyndon, and I think it is.
So the ball just spilled over at the far side from a sharp puck out, and it is going to be Loughmore line ball over the far side. Just the ball, perhaps the lights just caught the corner back, and it's drifted out, so it's a chance for Noel McGrath here to steady himself. Will he try and point this one just inside the 45, about 1.5 meters inside? Opts to go short now, feeds it back to Tracy. Tracy steadies himself now. Oh, great block down over the far side, but he comes back in and takes it again. Neil Quinlan, the player, with the great block, and the ball is just spilled inside now. Tommy Marr does well to hold on to this for Loughmore, trying to get through 4 or 5 players here, moves that ball on a few yards here. Loughmore still on the attack here, possible free there. Ref waves play on. It's Conor McGrath with the shot coming in, but play is called back. It is going to be a free in for Loughmore Castleiney. Just a high challenge from the JK Brackens player up around the neck area, and that's going to be a free all day long. So Noel McGrath about to take this one, or John rather will strike this, I'd imagine. And again, it's the freeze, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely becoming a pattern and a bit of an Achilles heel for the JK Brackens guys, and I fully understand that they're playing under pressure there because Loughmore are really coming at them as they do, and that's after Costa now. That's young Jordan Maloney's after picking up a yellow card, and what looks like a very scoreable free for John McGrath. So it's 13 points playing 16, but the last 3 scores have been Loughmore's. So they're just when they get a foothold on the game and when they get a momentum, it's very hard to knock them off it.
And it is Lee McGrath below is just warming up and getting ready to come into the action, as well as John McGrath sends this one in over the bar, and play is just going to be held up here now. It is going to be the water break stage of the game, but Lee McGrath, first cousin of John's, is just warming up below as the 2011 minor football winning captain for Tipp, and talking to his uncle Tom recently, and he's all set for another big year for Loughmore in the hurling and football. Water break, Mick. It feels like advantage Loughmore at the minute.
Yeah, I definitely that the first period there after the second half has been very good for Loughmore. They've scored 8 points in that period. Now, to be fair, Brackens have scored 1-2, which is 5 points, but it's 3 scores playing 8, so that'll give you a feel for what the trend was, and I think that trend reflects the pressure that Loughmore have been applying. They've been very, very good. And no better team when they feel you're on the ropes, they'll attack you. Well, look, they'll attack you, in fairness, in the middle of the ring as well, but definitely when you're on the ropes.
Yeah, just even down at the corner down here at the town end and the Canaan end, like Brackens were trying to play the ball out, and Loughmore were just able to keep them in there, kind of like a high pressured game that you might play in training. There was like 7 or 8, 10 players inside in a small area, and Loughmore just weren't letting them out with the ball.
Yeah, and like it's there's 2 things about that. Like obviously, and we complimented JK Brackens in terms of that they're playing this precision game, but the ball has to go to hand and it has to be precise all the time, because when they weren't making the yards, they weren't getting the ball out of the area, and they need a little bit more of a blended approach, in my opinion, that they need to be able to open their shoulders and knock the ball away out of the danger area 40, 50, 60 yards, and trust the guys at the other side to come and fight for it as well. But you see, when it breaks down, and it breaks down in a very advanced position for the likes of Loughmore, they have the advantage then, and they're certainly making it pay.
And it looks like Liam is on. I think it's Tommy Marr that has been withdrawn for Loughmore. So Liam McGrath there, and Conor McGrath just taking up the position there on Paddy Cadell as well, in around centre forward. This one hit long down the field, and it is going to be a free for Brackens right on the restart here, and they'll be delighted just to get that one and get back into this game. There's 4 in it at the moment, and this will bring it back to a 1-score game. It looks like it is Shane Doyle who's going to take the frees now that Lyndon Fairbrother isn't on the field.
Yeah, and it's exactly what JK Brackens would have wanted now. This is going to have to be ground out. If they're going to get anything out of this game, they're going to have to literally, take it right to the edge, and that's exactly what they've done here. But this is a hugely important free for young Doyle.
Doyle sends it in, and it's over the bar. Great stuff by Shane Doyle for JK Brackens. It is now a 3-point game here. 14 for Brackens, 17 for Loughmore. It's 111 if you count Shane Doyle's score there. 111 playing 17, 3-point game, and away we go. It's won here by Paddy Cadell. Paddy Cadell, steady play now, feeds it outside him here out to Adrian Burke. Has a second here now, but the Loughmore players are in on top of him. Needs to move this ball on quickly here, and he didn't do so quick enough, and it's battled up. The green and red gather that ball now out there. It's Kieran Connolly, feeds it inside here into Lee McGrath, and on again here now to Conor McGrath. Conor just does enough to get that ball on as far as John Maher, and it's in as far as Liam McGrath. Away they go now. He's going for goal here just inside. A helmet off him here, sends the ball in, and it's over the bar, and a great score, and what a score it is.
Yeah, welcome back, Liam McGrath. It looks like he's never been away with how he took that pass and executed that score, and in the middle of all that lost his helmet, so I think they'd have had a free in any case.
Here we go, long one down the field, breaking ball out here now. It is Joey Hennessy, gathers this, feeds it out to Brian McGrath. Brian McGrath on again to Kieran Connolly, on again inside now to Noel. Noel works this ball on again. Loughmore gone up a gear here in this game. The final shot is coming in here now, and it's sent in by Tracy and over the bar. Great score by Liam Tracy this time.
Yeah, since we've resumed, Loughmore have hit 2 points, and they look like they're very comfortable there. That any of those puck outs that are coming out long, they seem to be able to win them in the half back line, and they really are. There's an energy about Loughmore now. I think they can sense that this game is here now for them, and they're really applying the pressure.
So 19 points now for Loughmore, 111 for JK Brackens, 48 in the clock here now. Our coverage with thanks to Solar Energy Solutions here for this game in Tipp FM, and it is also on the worldwide stream here. The FBD Insurance Championship, it is JK Brackens. They need scores, and it's Paddy Cadell providing a bit of leadership for him, soloing up the field here this time now, past the Loughmore 65. Away he goes. It's still Cadell trying to hold up that ball, feeds it inside him now into Shane Doyle. Shane Doyle with a long ranger. Great point, Shane Doyle, after superb work by Paddy Cadell.
That's outstanding work from Paddy Cadell. And again, he's running right at the heart of the Loughmore defence. Took several tackles, didn't lose control of the ball, which was essential, and got a good hand pass out to Shane Doyle.
Long puck out the far side of the field. 19 points, playing 1-12 at the minute, so it's a 4-point game again here. It's won by Brackens here. Cathal Scully sends it down the field all the way up towards Ormond. It's broken nicely. It's Ormond in, and Brian McGrath just gets that little flick of the hurley and takes the ball away from him, but Ormond gathers it back by the sideline now, funnels this ball in the middle. In comes Doyle. It's Doyle trying to gather it. He took a hard blow, and away goes John Maher with this. John Maher drives it down the field. No free for Shane Doyle, and the ref just waves play on, and that looked like it was going to be a free in there, but play resumes. It's won by Brackens again here. Brackens trying to work that ball out of defence. They have a free out this time. Paddy Cadell again in there, and he has won a free out, Mick.
That's great play. This is end-to-end stuff now, and we were expecting the ref to blow his whistle at the top end for what looked like a wild enough pull on Shane Doyle, and the action was straight down the field, and they're really going for it, both sides now. This is really going to have, I think we're going to have a great finish to this game.
Paddy Cadell sends it long down the field now, breaking ball in there. In goes Shane Burke with a challenge inside, but it's won by Kieran Connolly, and Connolly feeds it out to John Maher. John Maher, nice angle ball over the far side here, looking for Sweeney. Sweeney comes out to gather it now, trying to take it away from Martin Delaney, but clever play by Martin Delaney, and he feeds that ball on again now to Neil Quinlan, and away come Brackens again. They're working it out of defence here. Nice steady play here as this one is sent long now by Tom Murphy up the field now, and the ball breaking up there out near David O'Shea, but it's won again by Loughmore, and away they go, and a great block in there by Éanna McBride. The ball has broken out as far as Noel though. Noel McGrath feeds it on to his cousin, and it is Liam who sends it in and over the bar. Another one for Loughmore Castleiney.
That's a real quality score from Liam McGrath. That's his second since he's come in, and great exchanges going on there in the middle, and it was a kind of a 50-50 ball got popped up there, and Noel McGrath got his hand in it and got inside the first tackle, and a great hand pass on.
So Kieran McCormick warming up now as well for Loughmore, and it is Brackens who win that ball out in centre field. Dean McEnroe coming through the middle now past the 45, and Dean McEnroe has a free in. Play just being called back out towards the 65. It's going to be from out there, and a chance for Shane Doyle now to see can he point this one. 20 points playing 112. There's 9 of normal time left, and I suppose Brackens just need those scores now.
Yeah, they absolutely need every single score they can muster, because this is a 5-point game at the moment now, and this score hopefully, or this free hopefully, will bring it down to 4, and we'll keep this game interesting for us all.
Here we go. Oh, it's just tailed out, and it's gone wide at the Kalinin end here, so just out and wide for JK Brackens. Loughmore make another change now. That aforementioned Kieran McCormick is coming onto the field of play, and Evan Sweeney, job done for Evan tonight. Had a great outing there at corner forward, and Kieran McCormick just assumes that position in there as we get ready for the restart. 20 playing 112, 52 on the clock. Long one down the field, ball skids out of Adrian Burke's hand, and it goes out here, and it is going to be a line ball for Loughmore Castleiney. And Brackens just need to get something in this game if they're to stay alive in it in the next few minutes here. The clock is against them at the moment. Taken fast by Noel McGrath, this time out to Kieran Connolly. Back again to Noel. Noel shakes off 2 of them and hits this ball in. Just deflects off Tom Murphy there inside. Ball skids free. Shot comes in. Oh, brilliant shot from Kieran McCormick, and a brilliant save from Jack Kennedy inside. Jack Kennedy drives it down the field all the way up towards the half back line. Ball breaks there. Brian McGrath, fantastic take. Away he goes. Shane Doyle with a shoulder there, and it is going to be a free to Loughmore Castleiney. From where I was looking at it, he looked like he went for the shoulder.
Yeah, he did, to be fair. Like, what do you do? A guy is running at you, you stand your ground, you turn your shoulder. You're not supposed to do that, but it's very hard for the player to defend any other way. And we all know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with Brian McGrath there. He'll be open. He'll probably, I see his brother John is out there to take the free, but we're after seeing a great passage of play there. There was a great goal opportunity, and the sub just in there, Kieran McCormick, had a flash chance and hit it first time, and again the JK Brackens goalie Jack Kennedy was up to the save, but very exciting stuff.
And we're ready to go again. Brian McGrath up and moving about. It is going to be a free taken by John McGrath here as Dermot Delaney comes onto the field for JK Brackens. So he's going over the far side of the field, and Liam Tracy is over there, and he's just going to be picking him up over there the far side. So we're ready for the restart here now, and it is going to be that free for Loughmore Castleiney. 20 points playing 112. Here we go, just inside the 65. John McGrath strikes it all the way in, and this one has tailed out to the right and wide, and the player off for JK Brackens is Neil Quinlan. Looks like he picked up a leg injury there in that last passage of play, but here we go again. It is Brackens, and another free out, this time won again by Paddy Cadell, and Paddy Cadell has just been immense for them in this game. Cahill Scully standing over it here now, getting ready, needs to take it. Clock is ticking, 55 on the clock, 20 playing 112. ref just moving players back, telling them to move back inside now. And here we go, struck in by Scully all the way in, and this one just tails out and it's gone wide again, Mick.
Yeah, they're terrible losses for JK Brackens. They need those scores. That's their second. Now that was a long ways out, to be fair to Shane Scully. It was going to be very hard to execute it, but they're hurting. They're hurting JK Brackens. You would have to say that you're better off keeping those alive and in play.
Here we go, long puck out down the field now, breaking ball up there, John McGrath going in for it, so too Tracy there, but the ball just spills and it's won now by Shane Burke, trying to burst out. He has a free out just inside the 45 and it looks like he's in a bit of bother now, just cramp down there, but he's okay to get up and try and run it off here. It is going to be a free out for Brackens here. They need scores and they need them quick here. Clock against them. 56 now this time. This free is struck all the way in. Looking for Ormond. The hand goes up, just comes down and just gets loose and away goes the ball and it's out. And they have a line ball here. Eamon Corcoran teeing it up here for them and they need scores here now. It is going to be Dial, Shane Dial, who will stand over this one, getting ready to strike this. So it's just inside the 45. Got 4 of them against Killadangan from line balls. It is Shane Dial here about to strike this one in all the way in and it just goes across the posts and out the far side and wide, and Loughmore look like they've seen it out now.
Yeah, no change in the scoreboard maybe over the last 3 minutes, and that's only suiting Loughmore. Despite a couple of really good attempts from JK Brackens, nothing to show for it.
Short one out to Willie Everston. Long one from the full back all the way down the field now. Breaking ball inside. John McGrath with a good shoulder and just wins that ball back now. Trying to work it into a scoreable position here, but the keeper read the play really well and Jack Kennedy bursts out and the ball is funneled outside him now. They're trying to just work that ball out of the fence, but it's built this time just out of the hand of Cadell, and Noel McGrath in there and takes it back, and Noel has won himself a free in just at the edge of the D, and it is a very scoreable one for John, which he'll probably pop over, but Brackens doing everything but just dropping it at the wrong time.
Yeah, and you look at that's a consequence of the constant pressure that Loughmore are putting on them. And, again, it's that precision hurling. If your first touch is off and it breaks down and it goes down onto the ground, you're inviting in the players. And, they're trying really, really hard. It's just, I suppose the chances are coming for Loughmore that little bit easier. And now they've stretched it out to 6 points.
So McGrath's point now moves that scoreboard to 21 for them, 112 for Brackens. Here we go. Short one out here now. Cadell gathers, feeds it in long now in towards the full forward line. It's gathered by Dial in there. Dial trying to shake off 2 of them now. Plays it back out as far as Shane Burke. Shane Burke with the shot and Shane Burke with the score for them. 113 now. That's 16 points for JK Brackens. 21 for Loughmore here. Keeper ready to restart here for Loughmore Castleiney. Long one down the field here, looking for the half forward line again. Ball just breaks inside now and it's spilled in there as Tracy comes out to take it now. It's Liam Tracy on the run, just gets his angles wrong there and the ball just goes off the side and it's wide. So here we go with the restart. Quick one out as far as Paddy Cadell and the 45. 2 of them after him here now. Cadell feeds that ball outside him here. It's Brackens coming on the attack. Adrian Burke now. Adrian Burke shakes off one and another and away he goes. Now he's heading for the 21 here, but he's taken too much out and it is a free out.
Yeah, 3 catches unfortunately, and that play breaks down on JK Brackens. And I'm fierce impressed. They haven't changed. They haven't changed what they're trying to do, and they're trusting each other to. Like the goalie, drilled a low puck out of Paddy Cadell, and he took it with one touch and straight into his hand and changing direction and straight up the field. They deserve more from their efforts now, in my opinion.
Here we go, the free out taken and it's inside, and it is going to be a free out this time at the other end, and a lot of frees here, a lot of stoppages, and it all suits Loughmore.
Absolutely, and there's no team better at managing the game at this point in time. There's 15 seconds of normal time left. I assume we'll have 2 or 3 minutes of additional time. Will it be enough?
Here we go, the keeper strikes it long, hopping ball in there, and it just trickles nicely back to the full back, and it's sent long down the field all the way up towards the half forwards. Up goes Kieran McCormick over the far side of the field. Brackens with 3 or 4 players there, and they've worked it back into the main man. Away he goes now. Paddy Cadell sends this one into the corner. Inside near Ormond, ball just comes over his head though, and again it's Loughmore who burst out of defence. Nice and steady play. John Maher works it on here again onto Kieran Connolly, just over hit though, and it's Martin Delaney who takes it back. Martin Delaney funnels it on to Andrew Ormond. Ormond, away he goes now. It is Brackens trying to work it in for a score here into Dean McEnroe. Dean McEnroe trying to feed it on again. It's Ormond coming through. Ormond with the shot, and it's blocked in there by John Maher, and the lines are cleared by John Maher. All the way up the field here. Breaking ball again. Paddy Cadell flicks it away and does enough to get that ball out to space. Adrian Burke racing onto it. Adrian Burke now feeds it in along into Shane Burke. Shane Burke coming on the attack now. Shakes off his marker. Plays it inside to Conor Cadell. It is going to be a free in for Brackens. They needed the goal. They were looking to try and work it in there, but they have a free in. But the clock is against them. 61 now on it, Mick.
Yeah, it's still 16 points playing 21 here. 113 to 21 points. So look, that that's a 5-point lead, and it looks like it's going to be enough for Loughmore. But JK Brackens are trying their best out there. They can do no more.
Play restarts here. Fighting forward it is Dermot Delaney. John McGrath comes in to take it now and flicks it over his head there, but it is Tom Murphy. Tom Murphy bursting through the middle. Serious hurler. Murphy funnels this ball onto Dial. Dial again. Murphy looking for the pass back. It comes to him somehow. It's Tom Murphy now. Feeds this ball on again, and just a loose swing in there, and away come Loughmore Castleiney again. Too many green and red jerseys in there. Out now to John McGrath. John McGrath, long ball hit up the field here. It's 1-on-1 here if Loughmore can win it, but it's gathered there by Adrian Burke. Burke plays that ball on up the field. Away go Brackens again here now. Martin Delaney. Delaney sends it in around the house this time, but out comes John Ryan trying to gather that one, and Loughmore there with loads of players. Back to the keeper this time. Back to Aidan McGrath. Back outside him again to Ryan. Ryan sends it up the field, and that's the final play in this game. It is Loughmore Castleiney's night. They progress with Killadangan in this group. Loughmore 21 points, 113 for a valiant and brave JK Brackens side.
Yeah, very enjoyable game of hurling here tonight. And in fairness to the two teams, they really gave it all and entertained us here. I suppose, the writing was on the wall with maybe, 10, 12 minutes to go here, that Loughmore were in a good position and weren't going to give it up, and that's exactly how they managed the game out. But full credit to JK Brackens. They kept trying, and right to the death, they were attacking and attacking and attacking. And, I suppose, they just never left their play pattern go. It was all hand passes and support play and giving it to the man coming off your shoulder. But it's high risk hurling. And I would have felt, a mix might have served them better. And look at, it's the eternal question. How do you play the game of hurling? Is it do you pick a style and go with it, or do you pick a style that suits your players? And I think ultimately you pick a style that suits your players. So if there was a towering full forward that you could beat the ball up to, you'd love it, because it causes consternation, and particularly when you're chasing a game and you're hoping for that goal. But it wasn't to be here tonight. If anything, the JK Brackens forwards, they're quick, they're good hurlers, they're light, they're not equipped to deal with, I suppose, needing to get a goal in the last couple of minutes, versus the goal opportunities that Loughmore all created, didn't take now, I suppose it has to be said. But look at they'll be very happy with their night. 21 points from Loughmore, 113 for JK Brackens. Look, that sees Loughmore comfortably through and into the next round. And
they have that other card in their pack now all of a sudden, to have Lee McGrath back. I mean, what a player to come in mid-season after getting to 2 county finals without him. Like, to have him there, he's a brilliant player.
He is, and he's got that big game temperament that I think will be very valuable to Loughmore, as they progress in this championship. And I think they will progress in this championship, and they'll have a big say in this, because they'll only get better. But look, even from a spectator's point of view, it's great to see a young fella like Lee McGrath coming back up, picking up the hurley this week, the football last week, and he made a very solid contribution. 2 scores from play in that last quarter that he was on for, and like, he can't have much hurling played.
And Mick, our live game tomorrow is Tummyvara up against Mullinahone. That's going to be a great one.
Yeah, absolutely. And like they'll be very familiar with, I suppose, familiar foes. Maybe 15 years ago when Mullinahone were in their pomp, and likewise so too were Toomevara. These are different teams now, but there's a lot to play for, and that's what it's all about in this championship. People are teams are playing for survival and the right to go forward, and there's a huge amount at stake, and you'd see it there. Look at I feel for those JK Brackens guys. They couldn't have done any more out there today, and look. They're a formidable senior hurling team, and they'll give anybody, did give anybody in this championship a fair rattle, and they're only getting better as far as I'm concerned.
Great stuff, Mick Ryan. Super to have you here on commentary this evening for Loughmore and JK Brackens. The final score here this evening: 21 points for Loughmore Castleiney, 113 for JK Brackens. It is Loughmore and Killadangan who progress from this group in the championship. We'll be back. Plenty more hurling to come this weekend. It is Upper Church against Sarsfields tomorrow evening, and on Sunday it is Gurtnahu against Killinall, and on Tipp FM you have Borrisalee up against their near neighbours Nina. But tonight and tomorrow's game, of course, is first up. It is Mullinahone against Toomevara. But tonight, Loughmore the victors. My thanks to Mick. Hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage, whether you were watching on the stream or listening on Tipp FM. From us here in Thurles tonight, Slán Anish.
Have you heard about the incredible prizes in the new Tipperary GA Clubs draw?
I'm asking you to support the new draw that's just launched, which is a novel Star Super Prize, believe it or not, of a horse and car, plus holidays and cash prizes as well. So over the year there's 11 cars up for grabs, with a total prize fund of 500,000. Remember, you have to be in it to win it, so just to join, go to www.tipperary.ga.ie. Remember, it's your club, it's your county, and it's your draw. So sign up and support today.
The Tipperary GA Clubs draw. You have to be in it to win it.